Well, ever since the launch of the 6th generation Chevrolet Corvette, General Motors has promised a performance version in the same vein as the Porsche GT3 or Ferrari with its Strada variants. Chevrolet has given its sports version the Z06 tag. The story begins back in 1957 when General Motors put a blanket ban on all its brands taking part in any motorsport activity, in an official capacity at least. Zora Duntov, the designer of the very first Corvette, created a performance kit which he called the RPO Z06, which allowed Corvette owners to continue racing. The kits were available between 1963 and 71. The name was used again in 2000, but only in America. The new Corvette marks a true first for the firm, as it is based on lessons learned from their racing experience. 5 class wins in 6 years at the 24 Hours of Le Mans has helped raise the Corvette's profile, something which Chevrolet is keen to capitalize on. The engineers have designed the Z06 and also worked on the C6R race version, with technology transfers taking place between the two. The Z06 comes with a compact 7-litre V8 engine complete with titanium valves and rods. It's capable of developing 512 brake horsepower, weighs just 1,418 kilos and does 0 to 100 km/h in just 3.9 seconds. What's more, it's priced very reasonably, costing around half the price of some of the main competitors. It has a much more aggressive appearance than the standard C6. The front end is wider, the chassis sits lower, and the air intakes are imposing. It's not exactly a unique concept, but not always does things work like that, as well as this. At the back, apart from the discreet wing, there is not too much to note. However, given the changes at the front, it doesn't seem quite as huge. There's more innovation under the bonnet, however, in the shape of the LS7 engine, as you can see from the markings. It all adds up to the single most powerful car ever produced by GM. Another record is its 7,000 revs per minute limit. We also can't find fault with the effort that has gone into it. We can't say the same for the interior, though. It's more or less the same as the C6, which was itself a copy of the C5. The materials used and the quality of finish just aren't up to European standards. The main difference inside is the new lighter seats. They may be more supportive, but they just aren't as impressive as the red upholstery. But that's not the end of the world if the car itself lives up to its promises. There's only one way to find out. Take it out on the track. We ventured west of Paris to Dreux and the Propulsion Performance Driving School. And we were quickly able to appreciate the sound of the V8, as well as the move away from electromagnetic suspension in favor of the more conventional solution with hard springs and an anti-roll bar that improves cornering stability. As for the negatives, the driver aids cannot be completely switched off. There are 3 separate settings, but none of them allows you to override the system completely. It's a shame because not only does the ESP prevent you from getting the most out of the car, but it also makes it almost impossible to predict how it will behave, even on the newly laid tarmac at Dreux. Also disappointing are the brakes. You can feel them warming on the track, and the pedal becomes inconsistent when you move towards the ABS zone. Given the power of this car and the speed at which you find yourself approaching corners, the tendency is not to push them too hard, and instead brake earlier to avoid any nasty surprises. To sum it up, the Corvette left us a little hungry. You get the feeling that it's powerful and quite effective, but it let us down so badly by the poorly set up electronic aids that it's difficult to really enjoy yourself behind the wheel. It's a shame, a real shame, as it had such potential.